What's up, people? How are you today? This is your man, Tom, and this is the INFJ Experience, and I want to talk about the INFJ today, and them being the linguistics masters, okay? Yeah, they are the masters of speech and language, and I'm going to talk about that today, people. I'm going to get right into it, okay? Let's go on to number one. Number one reason is because they are good listeners, all right? Yeah, they're good listeners. They listen to things. They hear things a lot too. Now, through their life, even as kids, as children, they may be at the time they were kids, they heard a lot of things being said that they didn't quite understand. A lot of the language that they were using was foreign to them. Go figure, what's foreign? Well, what I mean is that they were, they didn't quite have a vocabulary. They didn't quite have a background because of their age. And a lot of times they heard words and they only got probably not even half of the percentage of the language. There were certain words, let's say syllabled phrases and words that were used that they didn't quite understand. But they heard these things. Now, some of them, depending on the kid, would look these things up in the dictionary. A lot of times they went to a dictionary to look things up. This is what I did, people. I'm basing it on my own experience, okay? And a lot of times they just want to know because they want to understand language in a lot of ways because this is part of who they are, okay? So not only that, they're good listeners throughout their life. They've been hearing things. They might have heard conversations going on that weren't even, their business. They might have overheard things being said. And so they heard how people speak and they heard the way vernaculars are used and metaphors were used. And they just listened to things through their life. And they always wanted to know what was being said. So they were very inquisitive about it. Okay? So number two is communication is their craft. Well, good gosh. I mean, just like some people are really good at making, let's say, cars, or maybe some people are really good at building houses. And some people are really good at, let's say, professional like sports and things like that. Each and every personality type has an expertise that they're good at, okay? Now, I would say INFJs, and there are some other types that have this, but the communication and the use of the language that they speak is part of their craft. It's part of their forte, I guess you could say. And a lot of times it's just the way they're built and the way they're geared. So communication is their craft. It's just how it comes natural to them. Okay, number three is having a vocabulary and a descriptive form of expression. Okay, I kind of said that before, people. Now, they have a unique form and way of expressing themselves. And usually they use a lot of metaphors, a lot of terms, a lot of descriptive language, and a lot of figurative languages and things like that. Now, one of the better ways of telling, you hear all these shows and all these other YouTube channels that say, you're an INFJ if blankety blank, you do this and that. Well, one of it is just the way you speak. The way you speak, your communication, the way you deliver a sentence, the way you speak is a lot of ways. You could tell an INFJ a lot of times from the way they talk, just their speech. The vocabulary, the vernacular, things like that are unique, and they spell things out. Because they got this massive introverted intuition, they're using a lot of what's going on in that abstract world of theirs, the way they kind of piece together their world. And it kind of just comes out in their words, and it just kind of spills out into their language. It's just always there. Okay? So it's just a really unique way of speaking. And sometimes that's a way to tell INFJs too, is that's very much a giveaway with them, All right? And another thing is, let's see, number four, unconventional speech. Oh, gosh, did I just say that one, people? There I go again. I usually always just kind of always put the cart before the horse. Oh, wait a minute, reverse that. Actually, I got it right. Put the cart before the horse. Hey, see there, that's a good one right there. I had it right the first time, didn't I? So they have a very unconventional way of speech. People, They don't sound like anybody else. A lot of times, yeah, they're using words, phrases. They're even using outdated terms sometimes. They're using old-fashioned terms in some ways. They like to reintroduce terms and phrases that might have been obsolete at some time. Occasionally they learn these things and they want to put them into their lexicon. They want to put them into their descriptive speeches. They really do. They just want to do that. Why do they do that? Well, it's just because that's who they are. It's because it's their craft. Not only that, people, they want to be good communicators. Above all things, INFJs want to be that communicative type. It's just part of who they are, and they want to be unique, and they want to be somebody that is not conventional. It's all part of like what they want to be. All right. And another thing is, number 5 is they are voracious readers and information seekers. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, everybody knows they're good readers. They're always looking up facts. They're always looking things up. They always want to know deeper meanings to everything. And they're always going to be inquisitive. And they're going to want to just know more and more about what's being said. A lot of times that's what it is. Whether or not they know it or not, whether or not they know it, if it's instinctive or not, that's just the way they are. They just want to know more and more about things. And so the more they know about things, the more words and phrases they got to know about it too in order to put that together. All right, so yeah, they do a lot of reading and they do a lot of just information seeking. And number 6, now people, I think this is the number 1, is probably the most important part of this. And this is probably the most important. It's their FE, needs to communicate in depth to make true connections. Now, I put this one last, people, mainly because this is the whole linchpin of all the other descriptions here. They have extroverted feeling, and they are ones that want to reach out for connection with other people. Now, communication and language is probably the essence of how you reach out and make connections with people. I mean, that is the integral form of a connection, is in order to put that bond there, in order to establish the bond, especially with new people. I mean, if you have a connection, if your empathy is there, if you're making some kind of connection to whoever it might be, having a descriptive form, having a certain poetic form of language, however it may be, depending on who it is you're talking to, depending on the empathy you're picking up on, the emotions you're picking up on, will determine a lot of this. So a lot of times they're picking up on this empathy between who it is, and that's going to radiate more of a communication and a connection with who they're talking to. I hope I put that together pretty good. I was just trying to make it sound good, people. How'd that sound? All right. Well, anyway, that's basically it. This is one of the reasons why INFJs are some of the best linguistic masters. Okay. I bet you might have known that, right? Yeah, I heard that one time on a video. I've always wanted to kind of talk about that too, people. All right. Well, anyway, people, I hope you liked that segment, okay? And if you did, leave me some comments. If I left anything out, there's something you want to add to what I said about that, leave me some comments. I'd love to hear your input. Trust me, I would. And make sure you give me some thumbs up. And, of course, people, if you're new to this channel and you've never seen me before and you're saying, hey, I like that guy, he's kind of cool over there, you know, hey, subscribe to my channel, all right? And I'll make more content like this, all right? You'll see more of me. I promise. I promise. Okay? Now, only cool people can subscribe here, okay? Just cool people only. I'm kidding, people. You caught me in a funny mood here today, you know what I mean? All right. Well, anyway, people, thank you so much for hanging around and listening to my description again about the subject on hand. All right? And until the next time, thank you again and have a wonderful rest of your day.